clock is 5:22, which means it's time to get our egg news for the morning. So I'll check in with Bob Bosold over at Wax. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, gang. Do I look a little better? I had some lights to get ready this morning.
You are looking great.
I was just wondering, did you actually get to clean up a little bit, or?
I finally did, but I didn't have lights until after about 6 o'clock yesterday morning. So,
oh, boy.
Yeah, so it took a while, but they're on now, and they're burning bright, and hopefully they'll stay that way.
You look good.
Oh, I know. Well, I look better. I don't know if I ever look good. Let's take a look at what's going on this morning, shall we? USDA economists have run the numbers, and they say food price inflation for food eaten at home this year will run 1.2%. Now, that's up from the earlier forecasts of a 1% increase. That slight increase does come from beef prices that are up almost 2%, and egg prices, which have jumped almost 6% so far this year. Can you say avian influenza? But as a whole, that 1.2% increase is actually the lowest in the past 6 years. And those economists predict food price inflation will go down a little bit more in 2025. Well, the condition of the corn and soybean crops across the country fell slightly this past week. Corn is now rated 65% good to excellent, down 2% from a week ago. Soybeans are now at 67% good to excellent, and that is a drop of 1% from last week. This week's crop progress report does show that 84% of the corn around the country is in the dough stage, 46% of the kernels have dented, 11% of the crop has matured or it's safe from frost. In the soybean fields, 89% of the plants are setting pods, 6% are dropping their leaves. Let's go to Wisconsin's report. The condition of both the corn and soybean crops here improved about 1% from last week, as the corn is now 65% good to excellent. The beans are 63%. The report also shows 95% of our corn has silked, 73% is in the dough stage, 25% of the crop has dented. For soybeans, 97% of those plants are blooming, 90% setting pods, with some fields just starting to turn colors. And in other fields, farmers have harvested 86% of their oats, 25% of the fall potatoes, made 89% of the third hay crop, and 20% of their fourth crop. Topsoil moisture, though, ratings fell a little bit again last week, 82% now adequate to surplus, 15% short and 3% very short. And if you want to rent some low-priced cropland in the Midwest, don't go to Illinois. In the latest survey by the National Agricultural Statistics Service, Illinois has 10 of the top 11 counties when it comes to cropland rental rates. The most expensive ground to rent in Illinois this year is again in Platte County, where rents average $377 an acre. Last year, Platte County was also the most expensive. Their cost last year, $362 an acre. The only reason the county outside of Illinois made the top 10 is because there was a tie for number 2. So that meant Sioux County in western Iowa made this year's list at number 10 with land rents of $323 an acre. You might ask, what about Wisconsin? Well, the most expensive land to rent in Wisconsin, down in southwest parts of the state, down in Lafayette County, $261 an acre this year. And the market's responding to lower crude oil prices. Crude oil dropped $1.87 yesterday for the October price, $75.55, and the prices did respond as we look. 1 to 2 cents lower overnight for December corn. The wheat down a penny, and November soybeans dropped a nickel overnight, falling to $9.81. Dairy markets continue to be in pretty good shape. Both barrel and block cheese were unchanged, but butter went up another 2 1/4 cents to $3.19 3/4. Class 3 futures also moved a little bit, except August. That stayed at $20.64. September was up 4 at $22.58, but October fell below $23 yesterday, down 22 cents at $22.83. But remember, yesterday we had jumps of September, October, November milk of 75 cents. So not a bad move, and it looks like some good weather for farmers. Some are starting to chop silage, and others are still making hay. So if you're going out for a little pleasure ride, be careful. Farm equipment is starting to get on the road for the fall harvest.
And so are the school buses.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
a lot to keep an eye on.
Boy, that is for sure. Yeah, don't be in too big a hurry. You'll
Exactly.
get there. Hey, have a good day, you guys.
You too, Bob.